Hello everybody, I hope you're having an amazing day. I am going to be swapping the scales on these two models of the Native 5. So this was a Blade HQ exclusive from over a year and a half ago or so, and this was a Blade HQ exclusive from about a year ago. This went on sale, it took like 45 bucks off. I swooped in and I had to grab it because it's that DLC coded M4, and from Spyderco it's pretty sweet. This is my Devo Knives rag. It is horrendous looking, it really is. But I mean, hey, I actually use it. So we're actually gonna be doing a little swapping video. I got my Weha bit set here. This is the smaller one, not the stubby. The stubby is just a little too stubby for me, I guess. It's just, I still have it, I still use it, I just don't use it that often, really. So what is it? It's T10 for the pivot, T8, and the screws are T6. Yeah, so those bits out there. And let's do some swapping. All right. So I have a big ass freaking tripod in front of me. Let's start with just taking everything apart. Let's start with the pocket clip here. All I'm doing here is just putting my teal scales on the all black hardware and blade because that's the look I've always wanted. Eventually I was planning to do just a little DIY home project and do like a black stone wash on this one to achieve that look, but when I saw that this went on sale, I was just like, you know what, might as well just do it. Let's get this off of here. And Spyderco's DLC coating, it's beautiful, it really is, but there are some times where there can be inconsistencies and it's just like the coating doesn't stick. So, I mean, it is what it is. I got lucky with this unit. In my opinion, this coating looks very, evenly dispersed. And yeah, it just looks like a healthy coating. Now, I know after using it for a little while, the blade won't, ever look the same after using it, but that's okay. I mean, I actually use my knives. And the lightweight Native 5 is what started my whole obsession with this model. Let's go with the T8 for the body screws. The Native 5 is just such a wonderful model in my opinion because it's really comfortable. It weighs little to nothing. The blade has I would say a healthy medium. It's not like robust. It's not super thin and delicate. It's healthy for EDC and basic tasks. Of course, you're not going to be wanting to, pry with the blade or anything crazy like that. Use a knife for what it's intended for little minor cutting tasks and things like that. But I think it's such a versatile blade. With my S90V, I actually took this to San Diego, and I have some videos on my Instagram of going on some jet skis, the Sea-Doo brand of jet skis, and I had this with me. I was in the water and everything. It was a couple-day trip, and the action on this thing was still freaking sweet, unaffected by the salt water, zero corrosion, and that's because there aren't really many parts of this knife that will actually corrode. If you get a different variant, why did I think the pivot was a T10? I'm so stupid. Okay. Oh, this guy loves this knife so much, doesn't know how to take it apart. Yeah. But yeah, there was no corrosion on this, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. It wasn't until like a month later after I got back from the trip that I actually took it apart and did maintenance on it. There was sand and debris and like crusty salt water buildup on the inside of the scales, but I threw it in some boiling water and it cleaned up real nice. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Very simple construction. There are no washers. Let's get this off. Here we got the blade. We got the back lock, the spring, this pin, and the center, oh, you know what I mean, the center pivot. So cool. Scales, this is what I'm looking for. This is the important part. I would clean this again, but I'm not gonna do it in the video. I'll do it at a later date, no big deal. That stuff right there, it is tree sap from when I went camping not too long ago. Yes, this was my camping knife too. This was in the river with me and everything. That was in my pocket when I was jumping off of a giant freaking rock that was like, I don't know, maybe like 30 feet tall. That was fun, good stuff. Now with the stubby WeHa driver, you would get a little bit more grip out of that. But I just don't like how you have to rotate the whole thing in your hand. This actually has a little spinny piece. It's not on the greatest bearings or squeaky as hell, but this driver set was so freaking cheap. It wasn't that much more than what you would get with the stubby WeHa bit kit. Let's get this all apart. Let's open this up. Cool, cool. A little bit of oil in there. Get that out. Exactly the same build, exactly the same everything. Yeah, Spyderco's always going on and on about this, like, continuously changing their designs and models, and that's why they can't, you know, give out parts if you ever destroy anything, because they have some like weird continuously changing and upgrading manufacturing process. So like to get any extra spare parts if you lose anything is an absolute fucking nightmare. So let's leave this up there, bring this down over here, and let's just reassemble this thing. So this little hex part fits right in there. Put the blade back on. This pin goes in there. Looks freaking cool already. Let's do this first, and then the spring. Feel free to leave in the comments what you guys think of the Native 5. Of course, if you have one. But if you don't have one, I'd say that this is probably the most affordable Spyderco to get that actually has, you know, a pretty big following. There are people that make aftermarket parts and things like that, that there's just a wider following. That looks good, like that. What's next? Let's do pivot. Let's get that up in there. All right. Let's close this so I don't freaking grab the blade while it's open like an idiot. That should not surprise any of you that I would do that, because I've done that on some of my other build videos like an absolute fool. But that's okay. If you like to play with knives, you're gonna get cut. If you like to play with fire, you're gonna get burned. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Super drop shutty, and brand new unit. There's a pocket clip that mounts up here. Okay, T6s. the center one first. This thing is so easy to take apart and put back together and do maintenance on it. It's just a perfect Spyderco, in my opinion. I have a Para 3 and a Paramilitary 2 that I use for size comparison. I don't use my Native 5 for size comparison because I already have 6 dedicated size comparison knives. If you've watched any of my review videos, and the reason why I don't include the Native 5 is because there's already 6, and I don't think that there are enough people out there to actually like really care to have a Native 5 size comparison. I think I've done it before in the past. I think before I got my Para 3, I was using the Native 5. Cool, that's it. Sweet. This is what I've always wanted for my lightweight. I wanted a high performance blade material with black hardware, backspacer clip and everything. The S90V silver satin blade, that one was, I think, like 140, 145 or something like that when I first got that one. And this M4 and DLC, blacked out everything else, that was $100. It did go on sale, and the sale's over now because it sold out. But yeah, that was a successful little build. At this point, all I'm gonna be doing is just putting this guy back together. I would stop the video at this point, but you're more than welcome to hang out. Just have me as background noise, if anything, while you guys are doing maintenance on your own lovely collection. But yeah, let's just get this guy back together. And that's it. What I do want to get eventually is a like a nice driver set and everything. I just don't really have a dedicated place to have it displayed. I do have a garage, and I could set up a little something in there. It's just that it's so dark in there that I would need an actual like photo shoot, you know, light set up. And that's just something I just haven't really put much thought into. That's all right. Oh, get in there. But I wanted to have like a place where I could just have my stuff already out, because all my knife maintenance stuff is literally just in a giant freaking duffel bag. I have my Wicked Edge Pro sharpener in there with strips of sandpaper, steel wool, different drivers, pliers, strops and stropping compounds, just like everything that you would need for knife maintenance, right? And it's all just clanking together. Oh, I also have a Dremel with a crap ton of like Dremel bits and pieces just clanking around in there. And while the duffel bag does have large pockets to accommodate everything, it's kind of like I do want a place just to not have to put everything away every single time I want to do a little bit of stuff for my knives. So that's probably gonna be the place where eventually I start doing my videos, in the garage. I need a light source. I already have a little foldable table that's big enough for my tripod, and you know, the space that you see in front of me here. I have a little table that's big enough for that. I just gotta clean it. And of course a little chair for me. But for the most part, when I make my videos, I literally just have to clean and clear the dining room table just to get everything out of the way. Every time that my fiance comes home and I'm doing a video, she just kind of looks at me and rolls her eyes, because it's just like I turn our house upside down just to be able to make content. She makes fun of me for it, but it's, you know, she's fine. She doesn't have to clean it up. I clean it up. Make sure these are all snug, not overly tightened. Sweet. Great action on both of these guys. That's great. Ah, no. There we go. There we go. That is it. So now I have two lightweights. Yeah, this is great. I'm probably hardly ever going to use this one ever again, but I get to say I have it. And this is my now my ultimate lightweight, high performance M4 DLC, blacked out hardware clip. I don't mind so much the standard pocket clip on here. It looks ugly, I know. It looks ugly on all Spyderco models, but it works. I know there are aftermarket clips, and that's just something I haven't really put much effort into looking into. I know there are, and some of you amazing individuals have recommended to me different companies that make aftermarket clips. Eventually I'll take a look into that and just get them for my whole collection. Now I have 4 native 5s. Let me get them all out here. You know what, let me just get this ugly cloth out of the way here. Oh, there goes my bit. So that's that guy. This one, Natural JG10 S35 VN. And then last but definitely not least, one of the rarest hybrid native 5s you could look for at this point. Well, like not look for, but visualize and see here. This wonderful collection owned by a crackhead, practically. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing it. Again, I can't stress it enough. The Native 5, while it is not super fidgety in a lot of people's eyes, it's just a wonderful, wonderful model. Very affordable and made by an amazing company. Made in the US. To me, that doesn't hold a lot of weight. Things made in the US, but to a lot of people I know it makes them happy. So again, I will always recommend this as a #1 most recommendable Spyderco knife for sure. Thank you guys for watching.